Hey, what's up, Grand Fog? I'm doing something I usually don't do too often. I'm doing just a live stream as I drive. These have been doing pretty well, these vertical ones, just getting a bunch of folks internationally and everywhere else and hearing everybody's thoughts, no matter where you are, whether you're in the country, whether you're in the United States or international, just getting people's feedback on gun laws and right to carry, man. Would love to know what everyone's carrying, what their gun laws are like, whether they're in different states, different countries. And as we do that, also give you guys a view of New York City. We're going to be in the Bronx. Right now we're in Yonkers. Drive around the Bronx, it's rush hour. I got this lifted truck. So it's funny, you guys will see, you'll see how fucking tight traffic gets as I'm driving around and navigating. But if you guys can hear me and you can see okay, drop a 1 in the chat or feel free to comment. Like the title says, this is just an open gun conversation. You know, what you folks like, what you folks are carrying, are you into hunting, what the gun laws are like in where you guys live. And like I said, also show you guys New York cities we drive around. So kind of just doing a little bit of experimenting, right? This is a new channel still, and just kind of testing out these live streams and see what comes of them. I'll tell you what, one of my guns, one of my favorite everyday carries is my Smith & Wesson M&P Shield Plus, which is a very compact 9mm, which I really enjoy. But yeah, we'll see how many folks jump in. Like I said, the Bronx is to the right of us, guys. We're in Yonkers. To the right, you got the Bronx River Parkway. And we're about to be in some real serious traffic. You can see the highway's already jammed up, but I figure let's see how this one does. And what a good time, right? Going to SHOT Show next week. So talking about guns, man, holy shit. It's going to be a lot of new firearms coming out. A lot of good manufacturers out there. Some of my favorite, like CZ as well as Bull Armory. And a whole bunch of others, to say a minimum, right? So super excited to see what firearms are coming out in 2025 as we drive around New York. Appreciate all you people that have jumped on. As the title says, we're just having an open conversation about guns as we drive through the Bronx, New York. Right now we're in Mount Vernon. When we get to the top of this hill, we'll be on White Plains Road. And yeah, all you guys out there, drop in the chat where you guys are from, whether you're from the United States, what state, if you're not, what country, how your gun laws are, can you carry, do you carry a gun, or is the region you're in too strict, right? New York was a place for many years, you really couldn't protect yourself. You always had to hope for the best, which is crazy. Observatory in the Ozarks. Hey, welcome to the chat. I heard it's beautiful out there. I don't think I've ever been to the Ozarks. Man, appreciate you guys jumping in. And like I said, this is rush hour traffic, guys. Right now, it's not too bad in front of us. But as we go up the street, you'll see as we navigate these tight streets of the Bronx, New York. And I got a lifted GMC Sierra. I got a 6-inch lift with some big tires. It gets pretty narrow as we drive on these streets. So guys, this is Mount Vernon. We're about to get in an area that's pretty rough. But me personally, you know, like I said, I grew up in New York. I'm used to it. Kind of like taking these drives with you guys. I've been getting some real good feedback on driving around New York. A lot of you folks seem to really get a kick out of this stuff. Which is pretty cool. Now, for all you folks in the chat, I will get to all of you. When I drive, I can't see too great. Getting a little bit older and the text is so small, but I do make it a point when I'm at a light or something else to stop and read off the messages. Marcia, she said, I'm from White Plains, New York, and watching the Bronx. Interesting. All right, good. Appreciate everyone being on. And that's it. Let's just sit back and take this drive. What's up, Thomas? I am live again. I'm just doing some experimenting on this live. This one is not one of the normal ones. As you know, it's rush hour traffic. Kind of just figure have a open conversation about guns. Obviously, Thomas, you've been in a lot of these chats, and you can see we're getting a lot of international folks, which is pretty cool. So kind of opening it up to people to see where all of these different regions are, what kind of guns these guys are carrying, if they're even allowed to, or what some of these laws might look like, especially on the international scene, right? Everything is different. And at the same time, as always, right, show a little bit of New York. But Thomas, since you are in the chat, we got that really cool guy coming on tomorrow night. We got Chris from the 740. For you guys that don't know Chris, he's a big YouTuber. Really, he's been doing it for a while. Knows a lot more than me when it comes to firearms. And he's got some really cool builds and everything else, which is pretty interesting, guys. So we'll dive into that. We've got some people crossing in front of us right now. Not too far from a couple of good ranges out there. Yeah, you know what? We get knocked a lot, but we do have some pretty good driving range, pretty good shooting ranges out here. You know, the only thing I don't like about the ranges, at least locally to me, maybe things have changed, is you can't draw from the hip and fire. They're very strict. I think every gun range, obviously you need to be super safe, but the ranges in New York by me, a lot of them are very, they're very strict. You can't practice necessarily real life defensive situations. Now with that being said, that's not all of the ranges. But Dr. T, man, drop in a name with a few of the ranges that you have on your mind. It's a chance I might have not attended them, and would love to give them a try if I haven't gone to them. There's one I go to in Elmsford. You have RT Gun and Smoke, which is out here in Mount Vernon. I haven't really used their range. It is one of the places that I took my classes, which is pretty interesting. But yeah, guys, we're just taking a drive. We're actually on White Plains Road in the Bronx right now. You're going to see a lot of ambulances and police as we drive. Like I said, it's that type of area. But it's always pretty busy out here. And Thomas, I saw you in the chat last night. I think you said you might be picking up another 2011, man. That was pretty interesting. I forgot what manufacturer you said, but I saw you going back and forth with one of the guys, so I'm definitely interested to hear which one that might be. Guys, as we go under here, that's the subway above us. So once again, we're on White Plains Road in the South Bronx. You got the subways above us. That's what's going on. Sometimes you can hear the trains. And if we hear that, I'll let you guys know. But also, I hope the service is good. If the service goes out, stay tuned. I'll be right back in the chat. But we are driving through one of the most difficult places legally to conceal carry a firearm, and that's New York City. Once again, we're in the Bronx. They make it almost impossible to get a firearm in the city. But I said almost impossible, not impossible. So, always do what you guys got to do to go ahead and get your concealed carry permits, regardless of the process. Dr. T, you're always at RT. Interesting, man. Dude, I haven't been, like I said, to the range at RT. I bought my first gun at RT, actually. It was a CZ P07, which is one of my favorite pistols. But yeah, how do you like the range over there? I got to try it out. I've been going to Coin, also not one of the best ranges. No complaints, just bare bones. But listen, all we're doing is shooting targets, right? It doesn't have to be fancy. But I've been going to Coin Park. The only thing negative to Coin, and guys, you can hear the train going by right now. The only thing negative with Coin is it's only pistols. So I can't shoot my 300 Blackout. I can't shoot my 45-70. Can't shoot my 5.56, right? And even shooting the 10mm, you get that lead coming back at you. Not a big deal. It doesn't come back fast enough where it's going to injure anyone, but definitely a bare minimum range. Got this guy crossing the street. Always trying to let a few folks go. But guys, like I said, you can see how tight it is as we navigate down here. And you know what? Hold on one second. Let me make sure. I was making sure my flash wasn't on. Sorry about that, guys. This is gonna be interesting to get through here. Hold on, this is fucking tight. Yeah, like I said, you guys can't see it from my driving point of view, but my tires stick out on the side. I got 35-inch Mickey Thompsons. I'm waiting for this fucking guy in the Lexus to just see him pulling up right now. I got 35-inch Mickey Thompsons that stick out the side, which is a little bit of a pain in the ass. Exemplar Consulting Group. Hey, appreciate you being in. I saw you last night. Much love, much respect. Just so you know, this is a little bit different of the typical live stream I do. I've been getting a lot of folks doing some of these live streams on the phone. A lot of the international folks and other people like to see New York City. But at the same time, you know us, we're always talking about firearms and the Second Amendment. Even though we're just driving around the city sometimes, it's always interesting to hear back from people, you know, regardless what state, what country they're in, what they're going through. So, pretty interesting. Right now, once again, guys, the folks that just jumped in, we're in the Bronx, New York. We're in the South Bronx. We are on White Plains Road. It is 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And, yeah, just having an open conversation. Drop in the chat what you guys are carrying every day. What's your favorite pistol? And why you like it. I'd love to hear, like I said, I'd love to hear some of that stuff from you folks on what you guys think. And we are at another red light, guys. When we get to the end of this street, we're going to hop on the highway. We're going to go down towards Country Club Bronx. Big Italian area. Like I said, I'm driving on the way home anyway, so probably be on here for the next 45 minutes or so, but Thomas said all of them. You know, it's funny you say that, right? A lot of people, when it comes to EDC, you get a lot of these, I don't want to call them over-tactical guys, but a lot of guys, Dr. T, G45. Nice. The SCOTUS has been a huge letdown. Pistol Pete, I'm going to get to that in a minute. You hit the nail on the head. They've definitely been a fucking huge letdown. It's been a smack in the face. But Thomas, you bring up a good point when you say all of them. I tend to have a concealed carry rotation. You know what I mean? It depends, right? If I'm going somewhere more casual, maybe got a suit on, I'm rocking with the Shield Plus, very compact. If I'm out like tonight, I got a sweater on or a hoodie, got my Glock 20 Gen 5. So I do like practicing with all my pistols and like having a choice. Not knocking people to carry one pistol. I think that's awesome as well. But me, I just like to switch it up a little bit for certain situations. Pistol Pete, I just said that. CZP07 was actually the first pistol I bought. I kept it bare minimum. Dr. T, he's rocking a G45. That's awesome. But Pistol Pete, man, by the Supreme Court not taking those two fucking cases and turning them down was a major, major letdown. I really thought, number one, I don't know why these things are in the fucking courts as long as they are. What's up, Jay? Appreciate you being on. I don't know why these things are in the court as long as they are. I don't know why a state like New York and California could get away with defying the Supreme Court. So if you ask me, this whole Supreme Court shit, it's a bunch of nonsense. It's really a bunch of bullshit. These guys need to get off their ass and do what they were elected for. And they need to start coming down on these governors. We all know when there's no accountability, nothing happens. And these governors, such as my own, Governor Hochul, is fucking running rampant. Doing whatever she does, shitting all over the Second Amendment, shitting on the Constitution, and putting us all in a dangerous position as New Yorkers. In California, the same thing. In Chicago, and the bullshit they're trying to do in Colorado now, I just really don't understand how some of these some of these fucking states and governors get away with what they're doing, because it's clearly illegal. It's illegal, and it's bullshit. And it's been long enough, right? In New York, you're talking about fucking decades. You're not talking about these guys have been sitting on a case for fucking 6 months, 20 days. This is 20, 30 fucking years, man. Like, the magazine capacity limit, the 10 rounds, having to have a pinned magazine in firearms like an AR, not being able to buy ammo online. This is, these are serious constitutional violations. And excuse me, I have a hiccup. But let's see the chat. Professor Gonki. And sorry, guys, if I mispronounce names. Like I said, the text is very small when I drive. Training is much more important than the tool used. Keep up your training. Could not agree more. I say that in all of my videos. Right? I'm a big 10mm fan, for all you guys that know. 10mm ammo is not cheap. However, with that being said, I knew that coming into it. And the reason I bought it was knowing I can afford the ammo to train. So, hey, Professor, I appreciate that comment. You hit the nail on the head. Doesn't matter what you have, as long as you're training and proficient and can carry it, yeah, you're going to be in good shape. Thomas, there's no specific gun, but when dressed very light, the G2C. Nice. Bully said, that's a fact. Pistol Pete, they still have the opportunity to take up the Maryland semi-auto rifle ban and the Rhode Island standard capacity ban. Yeah, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, now was delayed until January 17th. So hopefully they do take both of those cases January 17th. Hopefully not only do they take them, they rule in what's the right thing to do and what is their obligation to do. And that's to protect the people of this country, we the people, and do the right thing. The other night we were doing a live, guys, driving around New York, and we couldn't get to a light to get to the chat. And tonight we're getting a lot of red lights, which is pretty cool. M. Gabriel, the carry permit Sullivan law was more than 100 years old. Yeah, it's really crazy. Exemplar Consulting Group, responding to Professor Gerke. That's awesome. Yeah, guys, chat amongst yourself, too. I think it's great. We always tend to have a lot of like-minded individuals in the chat. Really appreciate it. Having a community like this goes a long way. That's what keeps me going. I like hopping on. Even though I got a channel, I feel like I'm the one learning from you guys a lot. Once again, for you folks that jumped in, we are in the Bronx, New York. We are on White Plains Road underneath the subway. Talking about guns, talking about our right to carry, which we all know, if it wasn't for the Second Amendment, there would be no First Amendment. And just seeing what you folks are doing, man. What's up, fat guy with guns? Fellow New Yorker, I believe from Queens, correct me if I'm wrong, but holding it down. Been doing it longer than I've been doing it, a lot longer, but always great to see fellow New Yorkers out here preaching the Second Amendment, pushing our right to bear arms, and having these conversations that a lot of fucking people don't want to have where we're from. You get a lot of fucking people, it sounds crazy, but when I had to go for my concealed carry permit in Westchester County, yeah, Queens in the house. I don't know if you went through this too, man, but I had to get 4 character references, and to a lot of people in different states, that sounds real easy. It's like, I just call up 4 friends. But unfortunately, in New York, you get a lot of snowflakes out here that are scared and let the government intimidate them and don't want to help their fellow citizen fill out paperwork for concealed carry. So, man, it was pretty fucking tough. It's sad. The amount of information that they ask for, social media background, criminal dispositions, character references. You got to meet a detective in person. Paperwork has to then go to a local judge. I mean, forget about the fucking process, right? The cost of all of this is probably $1,000. That's without getting your gun. That's without getting your ammo. And then you got to fucking wait. right? You got like 6 months to a year waiting period. It's gotten better in some areas and it's gotten worse in other areas. But it's crazy, man. Jay said, small world. Professor Genki, agreed. Definitely a case for better tools for different purposes, but most people would probably be better. It's hard to read. I'm driving. We're going to hit another red light soon, and then I'll finish that comment. But as I am driving, once again, I appreciate all you guys in here. Like I said, we are on White Plains Road in the Bronx, right under the subway. Let's see what's going on in the chat. It would probably be better to get the most accessible and popular tool and spend the rest of your time on training. I agree with that. Training and ammo, pick a tool that's reliable, you know, no frills, right? You don't need anything fancy. Something like a Glock 19, something like a CZ P07, a Smith & Wesson Shield Plus, and you're good to go. Jay said, BX the best. Fat guy with guns. Here all I did was take a class and pay the fee. It took me 4 days to get it in my city. Wow. Wow. Lot of hoops to jump through. Yeah, man. More hoops than hula hoops in Hawaii. Let's put it that way, man. That's how many fucking hoops you got to jump through. There's not enough hula hoops in Hawaii to take care of the amount of hoops you got to jump through to get a fucking concealed carry in New York. Dr. T, there are much more laws for law-abiding citizens. Yeah, there are more. Yeah. You know, and that goes back to the whole magazine capacity stuff, right? Automatically, your everyday law-abiding citizen is automatically at a disadvantage. And I did a video on that, especially if you got multiple attackers, right? If you're one guy, and it happens a lot in New York, you got 3 to 4 other guys with firearms with 15 to 30 shot mags. It's not a good situation regardless, whatever you're carrying, but when you're carrying a fucking 10-round magazine, man, that's a major disadvantage. So that's something to keep in mind. Me personally, every time I come out, I've always got at least 3 magazines, and not because I feel like I need 31 rounds to take care of a situation, but like I told you guys before, I'm clumsy, man. I'm not gonna lie, right? I'm not a fucking tactical expert. I've never been in a situation where I've really had that duress and that stress, so I might fucking drop a mag as I try to reload. I might drop a magazine. I highly doubt all of this, but this is stuff you got to think about. So I want 1 or 2 mags at a minimum as backups in case of a situation like that, right? I don't have any police background, no military background. I'm just your everyday citizen who, to Professor's point, I get out there and train, but by no means am I an expert. So guys, stay tuned. I'll jump back in the chat and see what we got going on. And also, I don't know if this video, if you guys are getting commercials, I hope not. Sometimes it fucking monetizes on a live when it shouldn't, and other times it doesn't. But the fact I'm doing this on my phone, I don't know. Dr. T said, always carry spare mags. Facts, man. M. Gabriel, thanks for jumping in here. I'll get to your comments at the next light. And guys, this is, like I said, this is the Bronx. Right now, we're near Fordham Road. We were down here the other night. Always in the area. Like I said, it's pretty much rush hour at this time, even though it's not too jammed up right now. You guys can see this is a long street. You get a lot of these long streets in the Bronx. You got White Plains Road, Jerome Avenue. These things go a long, long way. Like I said, tonight we'll probably be on for about an hour, maybe longer, depending on how many people jump in. I felt bad. We had a great audience the other night, but it got to like fucking 4 in the morning, man, and I had to jump off. So I apologize to any of you folks that were in that chat. Well, I had to jump. M. Gabriel, requiring character references violate the right to non-association. 100% You know, maybe I'll do a video on that. You bring up a great point. I never really thought about that from that standpoint. That's a great point. That's something that should be addressed, just like all the other bullshit. My bro uses the CBE there every day about now. Hey, what's up, Jova Q? Jova is the man, everybody. I've said on numerous chats, but this guy, the knowledge that he has, is really unbelievable. And like he says, right, only apply to law-abiding citizens. Everybody else, you know, when we fuck around and we go down to Times Square and I make fun of these gun-free zones, I do it with a sense of humor, right? Because these laws and everything else will drive you to the point you'll lose your shit. So you got to have a sense of humor. Never let someone else take you out of your game where you lose your shit in a negative way and look like an asshole. Easier said than done. But never let an asshole make you look like an asshole. Like I said, that's much more easier said than done, because my governor and these politicians out here really push the nerves consistently. Guys, like I said, you can hear that subway again overhead. I'll wait till the next light. We'll get back in the comment section. And always appreciate you guys jumping in here. Like I said, anyone that just jumped in that's new, let me know where you're from. Let me know what you're carrying. So far, we got a CZP07, we got a G45, we got a G3. I forgot what Thomas had in the chat. So far, we got some interesting, some really good carry options. And guys, to the right of us, that's the subway. That's the 2 and the 5. Professor, I carry a Canik TP9 Elite SC, very reliable and easy to shoot. Not as slim as the M&P Shield, but heavier slide, helps with recoil, and the trigger's pretty good out of the box. Jay said, did you know the Capitol started in the Bronx? I did not know that. I did not know that. And Professor, I heard great things about the Canik. I know that they actually did a collaboration with Terran Tactical. I haven't shot that one, but Canik, I don't own a Canik. They have some pretty good firearms. We'll drive around some more. You guys know me, as always. We'll get back into the chat in a minute. And I know you guys are probably getting a big glare back in the window from some of the headlights. That should be dimmed out in a little bit, hopefully. We're stuck under the subway track, but we'll be out of here soon. Somebody was just calling me from Texas. I didn't know who it is, and I'm streaming, so I put him in a voicemail. Jova. Also remember, people miss mags, crap the bucket, and some rounds that don't have the desired terminal effects, ballistics on target. 100% Jova Q. Jay, I'm on Webster on Gun Hill. We were over there yesterday, man. That's the opposite side. We'll probably hit that way at some point tonight. Saint Northgate Recordings. Not as clustered as Gravesend, thankfully. Very true. Dr. T, for those shooting often, keep an eye on your lead exposure levels. You know, I've never thought about that as a new, I say new shooter with pistols because we just got brewing. But that's something, you know what, that's a good point. I didn't think about that. I've been dumping a ton of 10 millimeter. Probably got 1,000 rounds of 10 millimeter shot in the last 40 days, maybe, between my XDM Elite and my Glock 20. Obviously, a lot of that was for videos, but very interesting. I didn't think about that. Professor, I don't understand gun-free zone. If I don't plan on using it, then you'll never even know it's there. Yeah, Professor, I'm like that too, but the problem in New York City, and I don't know if anyone else in the chat can confirm this, there's areas where they have technology that can tell if someone's carrying a pistol. I'm not 100% sure what that technology is, how great it is, but back in the day with stop and frisk, The reason I bring that up is technically I can't carry in the 5 boroughs. If I could, that would be a different conversation at gun-free zone. But technically, I'm not even supposed to be in New York City with a firearm, let alone a gun-free zone. So, as a law-abiding citizen like I am, I do not want to take the chance. Listen, New York, some cops and people are still doing shit that's not legal, and they can put you in a really bad position. But hey, great point. I agree with you, Professor. Listen, at the end of the day, I'd rather be judged than carried. We all know that saying. Obviously, I got to be careful what I say on here. I do follow all of the laws of New York, but yeah, you bring up a great point. And listen, it's also a billboard for criminals to say, hey, chances are nobody's going to do shit to you guys in this area. Rob who you want, take what you want, and have a great day beating up law-abiding citizens and taking their goods. That's what it really says to people. So yeah, good point on that. All right, guys, and where are we right now? Let me get you a street. Still on White Plains Road. White Plains Road and Waring Road. Fordham is about 3 minutes up the street from us, which is going to be really crowded at this time. One thing, I don't know if you guys can know as we're driving, but what you don't see in New York is fucking gun stores. Very few and far between, especially in the Bronx, especially in these areas. Let's see what's going on in the chat. Joe Q, Dr. T, especially if you are shooting indoors. Also, you can try lead-free or totally encapsulated ammunition with lead-free primers. Very good feedback. Observatory. Performance Center Shield Plus. Yeah, I love my Shield Plus. I don't have the Performance Center. Once again, great things about that. I carry a TP9 Elite SC. We got another Canic. That guy with guns has got the Canic. Professor, through close, that's insane. Through close, that's insane. M. Gabriel, I see you drop something. We'll get to that in a minute. You guys can see all of the big buildings out here. Personally, I've always loved New York. I say that on all my live streams. What I do not like is the politicians. Other than that, the people of New York are great people. We get a really bad rap, man. Great state, great people. We just let these fucking schmuck politicians drive it to shit. Which eventually we got to change, man. We got to. What I'm seeing is somewhat gives me confidence, seeing the unity and everything else in the 2A community and all over. See more folks getting a voice. Me personally, I've never been a fan of technology, but technology is helping us fight this fight when it comes to the Second Amendment, especially with some of the guys with the bigger channels. But we just need a lot more of it, need more consistency, especially in the states that we're in. Not everybody is out there necessarily going to bat for us because they're in good shape themselves. M. Gabriel, infrared can tell if you have a suspect-looking cold spot on your waist. Yes, and that might be what they're using, some kind of infrared technology. Joe Q. Yes, they tried it on the subway. Very hit and miss. Some courts have deemed it a violation of privacy since some of them take full body scans. Yes. Jay, you passed me off White Plains Road, 2 blocks. That's what's up, man. Thomas. Money munition. Wave radar can see a gun itself, like an airport body scanner does. Interesting, man. Dr. T. Oh yeah, Frank Sporting Good in the Bronx has firearms. You're totally right about that. You know what? I was actually there last year. They have a very limited selection, if I remember correctly. They had shotguns and all of that stuff. I don't remember their handgun selection, but yes, Frank's in the Bronx. I forgot all about that. Frank's Sporting. Man, they've been around forever, Dr. T, if I'm right. Those guys have been around before I legally had a gun. And guys, drop in the chat. Like I said, hopefully, I don't know if, hopefully you guys are not seeing commercials. I know that they're a pain in the ass on a live stream. And like I said, tonight we're just doing something a little different. If they are a pain in the ass, let me know. I always try to keep it up front with you guys. But other than that, that's it. Now, like I said, you can see we're getting into some traffic, right? We're going down right now. This puts us near Mosholu Parkway. Instead of getting on Mosholu, we're just going to go down Fordham Road, probably come up towards the Grand Concourse, hit the South Bronx up, stay in the South Bronx a little bit more. And like I said, just go on another New York City ride. A lot of you guys seem to love these New York City rides. And like I said, this is a gun channel, so we're always going to be talking Second Amendment content. Fighting that good fight out here. Dr. T. I got my first Benelli from Frank's almost 20 years ago. Man, I would love a Benelli. Great shotgun, man. I'm looking at something a little more price sensitive, which is the Beretta A300 Ultima Patrol. Still not fucking cheap. You know, that gun I think is maybe 800, 900 bucks roughly. I know they have the 1301, which is more expensive, but I think the fucking A300 Ultima would give me, for my level of shooting and my expertise, I think would give me everything I need and then some for semi-automatic shotgun. Sorry about that. Having a sip of some Red Bull. Not sponsored by those guys. I don't know why I told you guys what I'm drinking. Not getting paid for it. Let's see. Dr. T, yep, from New York. Got your first banana. We got another Dr. Tiago Henrique. Let me know if I mispronounced that. Apologize. Brazil in the house. Love Brazil. Much love for Brazil, man. Yo poquito hablo español, but mucho love. Yo, what's up, cuz? Greg Smythe in the house. I'm always pushing the Second Amendment. He's always pushing freedom, family, fighting a good fight down there in Florida. Everyone show some love to my cuz Greg Smythe. Well, this might be the first time I've actually seen you on the live stream. I know you've been on them, but man, miss ya. Gonna get down there and see you, cuz. You know me out here. We're driving around New York City. We're in the Bronx right now, pushing the Second Amendment, freedom, all of the bullshit, obviously, that you know is going on in the world, and speaking the truth out here, my man. My cousin Greg is very passionate. Freedom, can't say enough about him, man. Great guy, out there sacrificing, always pushing the truth. Red Dawn Readiness in the house, man. Had a good time with you on the live stream last night. Talking about it, cuz you would have loved this, man. I was on with my buddy Red Dawn here last night, big prepper, talking about what people can be doing. And I know you always take part in these conversations, what we can all be doing to better prep for anything, right? Whether it's a shit hits the fan scenario, something maybe the government is planning, whatever it is. But when talking about things like bug out bags, emergency food, water filtration, backup power, right? There's a lot of things out there, solar power, whatever it is, firearms, training, like a lot of guys on here are talking about. Consistent training is a priority. This is what life is all about, man. What's up, Drew from Oregon? Yes, bro, thanks. I said your traffic is better than Brazil. Hey, you ever come to America, my man, and you're in New York, hit me up. I'd love to show you the Big Apple. Very good chance I could end up in Brazil. It's one of the places I'd love to get down to and love my Brazilian people, man. I got a good amount of Brazilian subscribers on this channel, so feel free to subscribe. Everybody smash that like button. I never say that, right? I'm the worst at that shit. But yeah, we got a good amount of Brazilians, man, that subscribe to this channel, so much love, man. Appreciate you being on here. Oh, get past this bus. Got to beep sometimes. Get the fuck out of here. There we go. That's in New York. That's how we get around in New York, guys. When you tell someone to fuck off, it's like telling someone good morning in other states. There's nothing wrong with it. It's actually a pleasantry. And you're going to see some of that tonight. It's how we get around. You know me, always out of humor, man. I get a kick out of you guys. You guys are tuning in, and I can't make it boring, right? So much love to you guys. When I stop at the next light, I'll get back in the chat and read off some comments. But, man, appreciate my cuz being up in here. Appreciate Brazil, Red Dawn, Jova, Dr. T, Drew from Oregon. We got some good people, man. M. Gabriel, Thomas. And we'll get to some other folks next. Now, guys, what we're going to do, and I know I come down here a lot, but we always drive through. We're on Arthur Avenue, the Bronx, Little Italy. This is where that movie, The Bronx Tale, was based off of, man. We always drive down Arthur Avenue, but these are the back streets. Not going to go down there tonight. Unless you want me to. Could maybe show you some of the restaurants in person, but I figured what we'll do is go down a different, we'll take a different trip tonight. I know we got a lot of the same people, so I can give you guys a little bit of a different scenery in the Bronx than we're normally accustomed to. And guys, let me get in the chat, see what's going on. All right, talking amongst yourselves, which is great. Great. Have 2 weeks of food and water. Military will be here to help. Yeah, I'll be coming down there to help, man. Doctor, of course, my man. So all you new folks that just jumped in, let me know what you're carrying out there, man. I know we got some new people in here. Give me 1 sec. I'm just trying to look for something. Like I said, when I do this on my phone, I'm not sure if the settings are always where I need them to be. But if you guys can hear me, you can see, okay. Happy about that. Let me turn the camera around real quick. What's up, guys? What's up, cuz? Out here in my lifted truck, driving around New York, showing the world a little bit of the shit we got to deal with, and much love. Let's get the camera kicked back around again. So yeah, guys, check this out. This is the Bronx. You see a lot of cool architecture out here. Like I said, I know the Bronx gets a bad rap, but all of these areas are beautiful. And the reason it gets a bad rap is our politicians fucking don't do shit to help people. So I'll keep it at that. All right, guys, what we're going to do, I'm going to be making a right down here. We're going to go up Fordham Avenue, like I said. Pretty cool part of the Bronx. I know it's nighttime. I am going to do a day stream soon, but I only got a few days before I head off to Vegas, so I wanted to try to get as many of these up before I go to Vegas. I'm going to Vegas to SHOT Show. Anyone out there that's looking for any new pistols, new guns, I don't sell anything, obviously, but if you want any content, or you're looking for content on a particular firearm, I'm happy to try to get that for you when I'm in Vegas. Observing observatory. Haven't caught the vids yet. What you going with out of the 10 millimeter Springfield and Glock? So, for everyday carry, for two-legged creatures, I'm using Spear Gold Dot 200 grain hollow points for my 10 millimeter. I'm using that in both the Glock 20 Gen 5 and my XDM Elite. Now my XDM Elite, the Springfield, has the 3.8-inch barrel. Now I do a lot of hiking and camping too, so when I camp and hike, I'm using Underwood ammo, 220 grain hard cast, which it's a fucking heavy hitting round, man. I think it's a little over 700 foot-pounds of energy it delivers. Me personally, I love the kick. I love the 10 millimeter. It's like what Professor said earlier. If you can shoot this stuff, I think I just went down the wrong street, guys. This is for buses only. I'm not a bus, so we might get pulled over, but who gives a shit, man? I pay taxes. Fuck these people. So different, right? And then for target, I'm just using Blazer Brass, 180 grain or Federal, whatever I can get my hands on. I definitely don't cheap out, but typically that's what I use for 10 millimeter. Hope that answered your question. Thomas said, Jeff, a New Yorker for sure. Almost too much, man. I got to tone it down a little bit sometimes. But I also just worked a full day in my regular job where I have to be super professional. Guys, you see this? How I got to get around people. And today was a rough day. Today was a long day. I'm not complaining by any means, but definitely got a little pent-up energy, man. M. Gabriel. I carry an extra 40 pounds of emergency pre-processed food on my body at all times. I'm reading that like, where is he going with this? That's hysterical, man. I appreciate that comment in there. Currently at the doctor office for my son, tummy issues. Drew from Oregon, man. I hope he feels better, brother. Yeah, definitely busy time, man. You'll see ambulances coming in each and every direction probably as we go up this hill. Always shit going on in the Bronx. Very busy at 6 p.m. A lot busier now than it compared to how it was at 4 a.m. when we were on the other morning. And that was interesting. We got a lot of international people with that stream. I don't know if it was because of the time zone or whatever it was, but that was a pretty cool. That was pretty cool, actually. And yeah, guys, look how close I am to this bus right now. It's like touching my fucking front fender, man. I probably should fold in my mirror when I drive on these streets, but I feel pretty confident. I'm more confident as a driver than I am as a shooter, and I'm pretty confident as a shooter. But still got a ton of practice to go. Glock 10 millimeter is the win. Yeah, you know, I was really upset with Glock when it came out with the 29 Gen 5 when they didn't do the MOS cut. They did the front serrations, they did everything else, but it's like, why the fuck would you do the Gen 5 and not come out with an optics cut? That's what made me get the Springfield XDM Elite. Was I was really excited for the Glock 29 to come out, and when they played, you know, when they did that bullshit, I was like, you know what, I'd rather spend my money with Springfield. So I was like, fuck it. And eventually they'll come out with it anyway, which Glock always does. Maybe because they have the market and they don't give a shit. But to me, it's like, just give the fucking consumer what they want. I'm going to let this bus in. I don't think I have much of a choice. I'm going to actually move over. I'm going to... Look at this, guys. Look at that. All right, we made it. Definitely can't be looking down in the chat for some of these areas, but it's opening up a bit over here. We got police coming behind us, unless that's an ambulance. You know what else you got to watch for out here is these delivery drivers. We got these guys on mopeds from every country in the world right now delivering Uber Eats. These guys don't give a shit about anything. They're on mopeds. Here goes one right there. If you see him on the back, you see him with that red box. Yeah, Drew from Oregon. I'm in a truck. I'm in a 2024. I got a lifted GMC Sierra. I got a 6-inch BDS lift kit. I got 35-inch Mickey Thompsons and 20-inch fuel wheels. So this truck is sitting up pretty high. Obviously, there's bigger trucks out there than mine, but it's sitting up pretty high for a truck in the Bronx. You would think I was from Texas with this fucking thing. But I love it. It's my first truck, actually. I had a Jeep Wrangler before this truck. I had a Jeep Wrangler Rubicon. And guys, let me give you behind us. I don't know if you can see. We got police back there. See them like right over there. They might be coming through. But yeah, appreciate all you guys in here. And Drew, it's funny, I got a truck channel. So all you guys, I never said anything. I got a different YouTube channel. I just kicked it off. I haven't been on there probably for 2 months because the gun channel's taking up all my time, but it's called Vehicle Vlogger. And I have my truck content up on there. So yeah, pretty cool. I love trucks, man. I really do. So, and it's crazy because prior to this truck, even when I had my Jeep, ever since I got fucking Mickey Thompsons, it stopped snowing in New York. We've had like one snowstorm in three and a half years, which is crazy. Literally like one snowstorm in 3.5 years in the New York City region. Buffalo, all that other shit gets snow, but not where I'm at. Let me turn the view back around. This fucking bus driver's pissing me off. Guy keeps coming in my lane. I don't like people trying to push me around. But guys, this is Jerome Avenue. I'm gonna make a left on Jerome. Like I said, we got a pretty good distance to be going. And this is always a pain in the ass. That's the other thing you guys will know. New York, I don't know about you, the other states that are more friendly. No one fucking stops to let you over. Like, you gotta like manhandle your way to get over. Nobody ever slows down in New York and says, "Oh, go ahead." I think that's why people are so aggressive. Very rarely, at least in New York City. Other parts of New York. Now we're on Jerome, so we got a different subway above us, guys. I forgot what line this is. The other one was the 2 and the 5, but this is Jerome in the South Bronx. Guy's got a fire hose. I don't know what he was doing with that. And I hope you guys don't hear a rattle. I got a little bit of a rattle in my back seat. Well, not that rattle. That's the subway on top. See, check out some of these places. You got like Food Dynasty. You got good food, man. You got really good food in the Bronx. Some of these places, to some of the folks tuning in, might not look great on the outside, but trust me, some of these places got some of the best food you've ever had in your life. We spoke about it the other night. And some of the biggest varieties of food you've ever had in your life, whether you're from Europe, the Caribbean, wherever you might be from, trust me, there's a few good restaurants, I'm sure, that have what you're used to or accustomed to where you might be. Let me just drop in the chat. M. Gabriel said, even the G48 has a rail and optic cut now. Yeah, you're right. Thomas said, Jeff, you are monopolizing the YouTuber community, bro. We need to, Red Dawn brought that up last night. So did the other guy, DLD. It's very positive signs to see these folks, more folks combining and getting together and having that synergy, which is awesome. It's always better to have multiple voices than one voice. And when you put platforms together, and some of these platforms got big followings, you start to see things change, right? Like we were talking about the other day, right? Zuckerberg is talking of change. Let's see if that pussy actually creates change. Excuse my language. Wasn't the most mature thing to say, the P word, but like I said, I just say what comes on my mind. That guy's a piece of shit. I don't like Zuckerberg. I don't know who runs YouTube, but that is a fucking channel that needs to be the censoring and everything else. We spoke about this all week basically, but you guys know where I stand on that. It's pretty crazy. Fat guy with guns said you have to go to Churritos when you're yeah, the Chimmy Churritos trucks, bro. Fact. That's that like black sausage, right, man? Dude, I haven't had one of those back in the days, and it had a truck. I think it was over there by the Baychester Projects, if I'm correct, man. It was one of the best ones, at least from what I heard in the area. Another great place too, while we're talking about food, is City Island. Get all that good seafood in the Bronx on City Island, especially in the summertime. That place is really popping off. Great parties, great nightlife. Fat guy with guns. I don't know if you ever been to La Morena back in the day. Also in the Bronx. You know, nightclub over there on the waterfront, man. All the big dogs used to go to that one. They probably still do. I don't know if it's still open though. I think La Morena closed down. I could be wrong though. Definitely could be wrong. And Gabriel, awesome you're here from DLD's show. You know, it's funny, a lot of you guys I know from these other areas. And I might mispronounce it. Raw, Oregon. Motor Munitions is an awesome guy. Hey, I really appreciate that, man. Goes a long way. You know, it's funny, when I first started this YouTube channel, I wasn't worried. I got thick skin, but I was like, fucking New Yorker like me with a thick accent, talking about guns, cursing like a motherfucker, is probably going to get more trolls and hate than I will support. And it's been actually the total opposite. I barely get any trolls, get like zero hate. Listen, even if I do, it's freedom of speech, right? Anyone has a right to come on here and say what they want to say, whether it's positive or not, as long as it doesn't get out of line, right? We all got to have thick skin in this day and age. That's another problem with society. There's a lot of snowflakes out there, man. You say the wrong fucking thing to somebody, and they get all bent out of shape and fucking act like, you know, everything has to be about them. It's like, dude, pull up your skirt. Not everyone's fucking gonna like you. That's it. Get on with your day, man. Keep it moving. So, yeah, guys, appreciate all you guys being in here. You know, I really appreciate it, man. I don't take this shit for granted. I say that to you guys a lot, right? I don't know where this channel is going from, how large we're going to get or whatever, but even with the interaction in the activity now, it's quality over quantity. That's true with a lot of things in life. I'd rather have good quality than quantity, like you see on some of these other channels. And M. Gabriel, you see that on DLD. I talked about that when I was on his live the other night, and I spoke about it when I was on Red Dawn's live. Some of these guys are doing really cool. Anyone could get out there and do a fucking gun review and get 5,000 views, right? Not everyone could get out there and do a 3-hour live and have a real community of people all sharing ideas, all praying for one another, all supporting one another through tough times. Man, that's what it's all about, right? So to me, I'm super excited to be in the gun industry, the Second Amendment, vertical, whatever the fuck you want to call it. But for me, it's really the networking aspect of it. Like I said, don't get it twisted. I love guns. As a New Yorker, shit, I carry 4 of them sometimes. But it's the networking, it's meeting people, it's getting a bigger voice out there. This is what it's fucking about, guys. You know, this is really what it's about. So, to me, you know, just that's the priority. Everything else is just a bonus, right? Make a few bucks, everything else, you know, so be it. Doesn't hurt, right? I'd love to be able to make a few bucks, at least to cover some costs, but that's not what I'm here for. What's up, Gunslinger? Appreciate having you in here. Mike Moore 42. I used to live in Jersey City, New Jersey, moved out to the middle of nowhere in Oregon. No more magazine limits. I'm behind you, my man. I don't know how far behind you I am, but Like I told a lot of folks, I will be leaving this tyrannical state. I will be taking my tax money elsewhere and putting it back in my pocket and telling these folks to kiss off. Great move. Congratulations. Jersey's another fucked up state. You know, I speak about it often. I have multiple concealed carries. I have my Connecticut and PA, but I don't have my New Jersey. And the reason I don't have my New Jersey, they make it so fucking difficult to get it. And the expense, it's almost like going through my New York again, which I just don't feel like going through that shit again. So, hate to say it, but I tend not to go to fucking New Jersey anymore. Unless I really, really have to for work or something. But anywhere I can't fucking carry or they make it difficult to carry, like, I'm out of there, man. And here I am driving around the Bronx, right? Go figure. As a New Yorker says this. But, yeah, great move for you, man. You need to basically prove someone is coming after you to get a permit in New Jersey. Wow. Wow. You got a permit out there? And if so, what are you carrying, man? What's one of yours? We've been asking that in the chat. We got a few folks rocking the Canics. Obviously, we got our Glock folks in here. CZP07. And some other cool guns. So guys, wait till you see what I'm about to hop onto now. This is where the traffic gets crazy. Dude, how the fuck does Jersey not allow hollow points? Someone told me that, and I thought that they were bullshitting. What do they want you to use? Full metal jackets? And then it's like, so dude, if I'm carrying a fucking 10 millimeter, do they want me to use full metal jackets? And then, like, have they not thought about over penetration? That makes no sense. That makes like zero sense. And I'm glad you brought that up, because the lack of education in New York, everyone I talk to on the street thinks hollow points are illegal in New York too, which they're not. So yeah, man, if you could elaborate on that a little bit, like, I guess they want you to use full metal jackets, right? What else could they want you to use? That's fucking insane, bro. Insane. I'll check the chat when I get to my next stop. G20 Gen 5, no problems with bears. Yeah, exactly. Drew from Oregon. Gen 4 G20, Gen 5 G40 with red dot. Yeah, I said earlier too, I got the hollows on SCS MOS on my Glock 20 Gen 5. Dr. T, yes, full metal jacket and orange tip. Dude, that is fucking crazy. So the orange, I was going to say the Hornet A, right? That's that critical, what is it, the Flex, the XTP or whatever the fuck it is. Dude, that's fucking insane, man. That's really insane. And can you guys buy ammo online in Jersey, or is that prohibited? Is that prohibited as well? Guys, I'm going to pull over here for 1 minute. Hold on 1 sec, all right? If this drops for 1 second, I'll be right back on. I'm not leaving, but just stay there for 1 second, all right? All right, forget it. I was going to try to do something, but it didn't work. I run hardcast 220 grain in the woods. That's exactly what I do. Underwood ammo. I haven't tried Buffalo Boar yet. Heard great things about Buffalo Boar. Mike Moore. Yep, Hornet A XTP in the city. Fucking insane, bro. Unbelievable. Let me ask you about body armor, man. So body armor is legal in New York. You can't buy it in New York. It's illegal to purchase. You can buy it out of state and you can possess it. Now, I'm pretty sure they're going to look to ban it all the way around, but that's pretty interesting as well. Let me know what you guys in the chat from these different states. I'd love to hear about body armor laws. Like I said, we can have it in New York, but it was just ruled illegal to carry, to sell it or to buy it, which is bullshit. So let me know what you guys think about that. Here goes another one of those little e-bikes. Guys, we're still in the Bronx. We're on 176th Street right now. We are on the west side. I'll give you guys, like I said, probably got about another 40-minute drive, kind of show you guys the view. That guy with guns, I can have whatever I want here in Ohio. That's, man. Yeah, it's pretty crazy, man. Great Smythe. God bless you too, brother. God bless you too, cuz. Hey, Fat Guy with Guns, I just got, which I was actually happy to get it, even though the magazine is permanently pinned. I just got a 300 blackout pistol by a company called Radical Firearms. Technically my first truck gun, but I was able to actually get that on my concealed carry permit, man, which is pretty cool. My first 300 blackout. Probably got about 200 to 400 rounds through that right now. I got to get a lot more content going with that. I really love that gun a lot, man. Mike Moore 42. The only problem is you will always miss the food in New York City. Yeah, that's a fact, man. The food and the nightlife. Even though I'm too old for the nightlife now. I'm getting up there a little bit, not too much, but can't be going out and dancing and having a great time like I used to as much. Nice pickup. I own a couple Radical ARs. Yeah, you know, personally, like I said, I just got it, right? Take it with a grain of salt. But to me, it's been the best bang for your buck firearm quality-wise that I've got my hands on. For sub $500, 300 blackout pistol, like, man, the thing runs for me. Like I said, listen, I only got 200 to 400 rounds through it, but I'll get another 500 to 600 rounds through that thing before mid-March. So we'll see how it holds up. How are your ARs running, man? Any issues? Some people say they're over-gassed a little bit, but once again, I'm sort of new to this shit. I probably wouldn't even recognize it if it's over-gassed. All I know, if I pull the trigger, the bullet comes out. It consistently comes out. That's all that matters to me. But as I learn more, obviously I'm always interested in more of the granular details of some of this shit. Same thing with the optics. I sit in on a lot of conversations. Some guys get really in-depth on the optics. They lose me a little bit, but it's conversations like that you know, you always learn from, so it's always good. All right, out here now on West Tremont. I know a lot of folks are used to East Tremont. I'm gonna head over to East Tremont in a little bit. And like I said, we got another one of those little bikes in front of us. How's the view? I feel like it's a little more glassier than the other night, maybe because there's so many lights out. Or maybe it's just hazy tonight. I'm looking at the moon. Watch, when we get past this building, guys, you'll see the moon. The moon looks a little hazy. So I wonder if that's interfering a little bit more with the flash. He said, no issues. I've had them for at least 5 years now. Wow. Are you going to suppress it? I wish. That's another thing we can't have in New York is suppressors. Otherwise, fuck, I definitely would have suppressed it. But unfortunately, we can't have suppressors. That guy with guns. Yeah, it's hard to make these videos, man, with real... I know I've been doing lives lately. I'm going to get back to the videos. I haven't made a video. I think today will be 2 weeks. But, like I said, I'll be at SHOT Show. We're going to drum up a ton of content from there. So I will be dropping a shitload of videos probably over the next month, couple of months, which is great. That gets me out of the cold weather. And then we're back outdoors shooting where I go in Pennsylvania. Because, like I said, some of these ranges out here are just not fucking great. And guys, South Bronx, well, not the South Bronx, but just the Bronx. What do you guys think about these 8.6 blackouts, man? That's something I'd love to get my hands on at some point. One of the guys I follow, Fat Guy with Guns, I think you're aware of those guys too, but Pete Chopper and the other guys that do work with, I think it's Bear Creek Arsenal, Seems like they got a mini 8.6 blackout. Very interesting round, it looks like. Also very affordable pistol. Looks like you can't go to SHOT Show this year. Oh, but you're getting 8.6 this year. Nice, man. Yeah, this is my first year at SHOT Show, so I don't know what to expect, man. But I'm going in there pretty excited. Guys, right here, this is the Grand Concourse. I'm actually going to make the right on the Grand Concourse. Oop, I didn't mean to turn that on. What kind of 8.6 blackout are you going to go ahead and get? SHOT Show is overwhelming. I bet, man. I feel like I'm losing my voice too, man. I've been on these streams like fucking, I think Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Dude, I think this is the 5th night in a row, which is crazy. I only started doing these like once a week. Make a plan. That's what I've been working on. I got a list of the vendors I want to prioritize and meet, but I got a feeling it's going to be overwhelming. Plus, there's a lot of folks I want to meet in person that I haven't met in person. And then all of the folks that I met earlier this year, I did get out to GunCon in Iowa. Met a lot of cool guys out there. And then, yeah, the Choppers are going to be out at SHOT Show this year. I think Flex Industries is bringing them out. But definitely got to make a plan, bro. Hey, Jeff, I'm going to send you a list of manufacturers to visit. Yeah, Thomas, all jokes aside, man, send me a list, bro. I'll hit them all up. I guarantee you what's on your list might already be on my list, because you got a good taste in firearms when it comes to, like we were talking about last night, your 2011 collection. All right, guys, this is the Grand Concourse. A lot of history with the Grand Concourse in the Bronx. Sorry about flipping the camera. It looks like it looked like the camera's frozen. Drop a 1 in if the camera, if it's working. I'm getting an OWR armament 8.6. That's awesome. All right, appreciate that. Good to go. Good stuff. Appreciate the feedback. You know, it's funny with the mobile. It's much different. Much different in a laptop, right? Like I know I can hit areas that fucking don't have great cell service. The other cool thing about the Bronx, you never know, man. A lot of nice cars. I don't know if you got some car guys out there, but between the trucks, cars, and guns, all go hand in hand with a lot of people. And what do you folks got planned this weekend? I leave Monday. I'm leaving the 20th. I get back on the 25th. You know what I'd really like to see is a, and I don't think anyone's come out with it yet. I would love to see a double action, single action, hammer fired 10 millimeter from like HK. Almost like the P30 SK, but a 10 millimeter version of that I think would be fucking awesome. I'd love to see CZ come out with a 10 millimeter. I know I've said that before, but CZ and HK, I would really love to see get into the 10 millimeter market. I think they would have a huge impact, because I don't think you have that much reliability when it comes to the 10 millimeter. I think you got Glock. I think you got Springfield. I'm not going to speak on the others, but from what I've seen in videos, not the greatest reliability, man. What's up, Robert Ham? Appreciate you being on here. Observing. VP10, do they have a VP10, or are you recommending a VP10? A VP10 would be awesome if they don't already have one. Make sure you check out the new Staccato. Yeah. Can't afford a Staccato, but big fan of Staccato. I think Thomas actually has a Staccato, if not 2 of them. Thomas, sorry to always shout you out like that, man. It just comes natural. But yeah, Staccato, man, those are sexy pistols. Really, really nice pistols. To me, they're still, and like I said, I just can't justify. I can't justify any fucking pistol over $2,000 right now, for multiple reasons. But they make a hell of a firearm. One company I really do like, I've shot it briefly. I didn't get that many rounds through it. It was a friend's, but it's the Bull Armory. I think they make a great gun. The Bull Armory. I think it was the SAS 2 Ultralight. Very compact. 2011 style, basically, right? Really, really fucking cool pistol. So I could see myself getting a Bull Armory. I think the price point's a lot better. I think somewhere around $1,400. I could be off, but and especially when you start adding the options on the Staccato, man, those things could get fucking up there. Fat Guy with Guns. Check out Fusion Firearms when you're there too. I definitely check them out. Bull makes a great guns, but they are like finding a unicorn. Yeah. Yeah, and then you look at some of the other manufacturers, right? Like Atlas, definitely out of my price range. Thomas said, not interested in their new Staccato pistols. Doesn't turn me on. Yeah, some of those companies, you know what seems like good bang for the buck, and she's got her own channel now. She just did it. Miss Honest Outlaw. Obviously, most people know the Honest Outlaw, but she has the Platypus. Man, I hear a lot of good things about that. A bunch of guys got the Platypus and are running them. And to my knowledge, they actually have the Platypus in a 10mm. So that's a company I want to take a look at. I'm pretty sure they're going to be at SHOT Show. I'm not 100%, but Platypus, I think for the price range, pretty interesting. I'm not a big fan of all of the crazy colors and everything else. You know, you never know. Not going to rule it out completely, but most of my guns, I just like to keep them. It's a tool, like someone said earlier. For me, it's a tool. Remember, I'm in New York. I just started carrying. I'm not trying to be running around with any fucking bright pink or blue pistols on me. At least at this time, man. What's up, G23? Appreciate you being in here, my man. Fat Guy with Guns say I may get one of the new Staccatos. Love my Platypus. Stealth Arms will be there. Nice, man. Hey, am I right or am I wrong? I think that they do have a 10mm. Now, I don't know if that takes Glock magazines. I think they're 9mm. I think they're normal. One takes Glock magazines. But I'm not sure. G23 said, you can do whatever colors you want. So if you want pink, do it. You know, G23, where I am, I can do any color I want. But I think in New York City specifically, I don't think you can have colors in the 5 boroughs. I think they have to be factory. Now, someone brought up a good point. I don't know, one of the guys I met at Chopper Day, guy Randy Savage, I believe. He's a follower. He's also got a great channel. He was telling me, because I wasn't knocking colored guns, but I was also not a fan of them. And he said, which I didn't think about, you know, you could be in a road rage or a traffic incident, never pull your gun on someone, but someone can accuse you, falsely accuse you of pulling your gun on them. And if you have a colored gun, you know, if the cop asks that guy and say, hey, what kind of, you know, what kind of gun did he pull on you? And the guy goes, I don't know, it looked like a Glock. And then you pull out like a blue Miami Vice pistol like Koenig makes. It might actually work in your favor. So I never thought about that point. Just wanted to share that, which was pretty interesting. He said they haven't released a 10mm Platypus yet, as far as I know. Interesting. Okay, I'll try to get some details on that when I'm at SHOT Show. I was looking at a Smith & Wesson in 5.7 the other day at a pawn shop, and they had it reasonably priced, Robert Ham. Yeah, you know, we were just talking about Honest Outlaw. I think he reviewed that pistol. I'm not sure if he was too thrilled about it. Not saying he's the end-all, be-all of gun reviews, but I think he had some negatives on that pistol. Could be wrong. And the Smith & Wesson. I love Smith & Wesson, like I said. My Shield Plus is flawless. But I heard with their 10 millimeter, they had some issues from a few folks. So, something just to keep in mind. That guy said, Robert, buy it. Platypus is a custom-built firearm, so the color or colors you choose would then be a factor. Interesting. Yeah, I saw that. Like, you can customize those things on your own, almost like some of these kids customize their sneakers, which is pretty interesting, man. It's pretty wild. What's the wait with those guys? Do they have a wait? Like, if you go and customize something, or is it a pretty quick turnaround? I would assume it's a pretty quick turnaround. Because, like I said, I'm not hearing anyone complain about Platypus. Twister, those guys at Gun Camp also, I think, are a fan of the Platypus. And I don't think that they would be talking shit just to talk shit. Like, they're pretty honest. If they don't like something, either one, I don't think they would do a video on it, or number two, they would just say that it's a shit gun. So I'm pretty interested in that platform. That guy with guns, 6 months. That's not bad for a custom. It's not bad for a custom. He said, I had a Smith & Wesson 10 millimeter the first week it was released. I hated it. Wow. I heard very similar things, man. Which is very surprising for Smith & Wesson, to be honest. Like, that's a company that you would think, would have came out with a functioning or a gun that people would just be happy with and not so much hate. It seems like there's more hate about the Springfield Smith & Wesson 10 millimeter than there is love, which is interesting. G23 said the same thing, 4 to 6 months. Guess that's not too bad, though. You know what? By the time I ordered it, it kind of falls in line anyway with the fucking wait time that you need for a new pistol in New York anyway. We're not 4 to 6 months, but 3 to 8 weeks. So kind of eats into that. We're going to be waiting in New York anyway, right? So it doesn't bother us as much as it probably would some other folks. And like I said, I really appreciate everyone in the chat. Appreciate everyone to hit the like button. Definitely subscribe. My lives, you tend to get more of a personal side of me, more open conversation, just shooting the shit, taste of New York. Same things on the shorts, really, right? Like, we all know, all of us that are content creators or whatever in the gun industry, you got to fuck with this algorithm a little bit on YouTube, but at the same time, still trying to put out good quality content, right? Even though I'm taking a drive or doing a live, we're still touching on a lot of the subjects I would try to touch on in a normal video. We just happen to have a lot more profanity on the lives, and you never know what you're going to see. For you guys that were on the other day at about 3:30 in the morning, someone was flying down the highway on a flat tire, and the rim flew off of the car during the live stream. So when you go on these live streams with me in New York, whether we're in the Bronx, Brooklyn, Queens, Manhattan, Staten Island, you name it, you never know what the fuck you're gonna see, man. Which is kind of adds to it a little bit. So let's go. Probably keep this going for another half hour. Might jump back on later. Not too sure. But like I said, we're not too far away. What do you guys want to see? I said what I wanted to see as far as a 10 millimeter from like HK or CZ, but if you guys could have a dream pistol, what caliber and from what manufacturer would you want to see on the market that is not already on the market? G23 said, I'd wait 30 minutes to get my firearms. That's nothing, bro. I wish it was 30 minutes. Fat guy with guns. I hate Smith & Wesson triggers. They feel like they have sandpaper in them. That's the one thing I'm not too pleased about is, even though I love my Shield Plus, the trigger feels like it has a double reset. It's got like a fake reset, and then it has that extra wiggle room before it really clicks out. G23 said, no, I'm going to see a bunch. Oh man, I just started driving again. I missed that water, but I'll pick it up in the next light. And I'll tell you, time goes pretty quick. Man, shit, we've fucking been on in about an hour and 25, man. I appreciate you guys being on here. Like I said, I'll probably be on for another about 25-30 minutes. Might come back on later tonight. Because I got to head out of the house again anyway, but I also want to rest my voice. Like I said, we got an awesome special guest coming on tomorrow. For you guys that follow me on Instagram, you'll see I'm going to promote it tomorrow night. I believe it's at 9 o'clock or 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, but Chris from the 740. Guy's been in the gun community for a long time. His content, and I'm not shitting on myself, but his content makes mine look like shit. I have good content, but Chris has been doing this. His videos are great. He really puts time into the way his content looks, which is one of the things I got to do more this year. Is once again goes back towards quality. Now I'm never going to be one of these guys that edits too much because I want to keep it more raw. But Chris is really doing some big things, and he's working with some really good manufacturers. He's working with some cool optics companies. So having him on the show tomorrow is going to be awesome. He's also given me a lot of insight for me being a new YouTuber into some of the things that I should be doing and speaking with manufacturers and everything else. So I'm happy to have him on for multiple reasons. And I think you guys will enjoy it. So for any of you guys tomorrow, keep that time slot open if you can. If not, I get it. Because like I said, I've been on about fucking 5 days in a row. I don't expect you guys to be on all of these live streams. And I actually shocked even at the amount of people that are on the ones that I'm on, which is pretty cool. So G23 said, I know what I'm going to see. A bunch of damn New Yorkers. Fat guy with guns. I want to see a Canon carbine. Wow, interesting, man. That's a very interesting thing. I haven't even heard of anyone talking about one. Super cool, man. Super cool. I think a lot of people would actually probably like to see that. And guys, right now I think we're on 3rd Avenue. It's 3rd Avenue in the Bronx, guys. Come down here back in the day. Ah, man, a lot of cool spots around here. Another train going by, as you can see, overpass. On the overpass. Yeah, exactly, G23. Chris from the 740 will be on Ghost Tactical Live tonight. So we're going to have him on tomorrow night. That's another guy too, man. Ghost Tactical I met through Chris. Man, great people, dude. Great people, like I said. To have established people to take time out to help other guys is awesome. And listen, the guys that don't help out, it's not a knock against them. People are fucking busy. It's hard enough to run a channel, work a normal full-time job and everything else. So these guys really go above and beyond, which once again is amazing. It's amazing. So we're going to turn around, guys. We're going to get on the Parkway. Actually, it's actually a 30-minute ride home, so I'll keep this going as long as you guys are cool with that. I'll keep it going probably for the next half hour or so. And for me, this is always fun. It's always fun to just hop on, see what you guys are talking about, see what everyone's up to. Got the sanitation guy. All right, guys, these are all the garbage trucks, sanitation. This is why I make my collections down here. on Mondays and Thursdays. Come down here and pick up from each driver 10% of whatever they're bringing home on an annual basis. Just kidding. Just kidding, guys. But anyone who lives in New York knows that those guys are probably getting extorted at a higher level. Sanitation in New York is not your most legitimate business. Let's put it that way. All right, let's check in the chat. Ghost Tactical seems like an awesome dude, man. He really does. Call me Mac. What's up, Mac? Hey, is that a flag in there? If so, what country are you from? We are always happy to have folks from all over. The other night we had Serbia, Croatia, Russia, Eastern Europe, Belgium, Dominican Republic was in the house. Brazil we got tonight. So always much love to the international folks, man. G23. Are you going to be at SHOT Show? If that's for me, I think that was for Fat. I am, but I think Fat Guy with Guns, I'll let him answer, but I don't think he's going to be there this year, he said. All right, guys, and we're going to hop back on over here. You're going to see, like I said, the highway's going to be jammed up right now. It's going to be tight. We'll probably be cursing and yelling. And we got to make our next right. Oh, this isn't a stop sign. I could go up. I was trying to let this guy in next to me at the right, but look at this. Now he put me in a fucking bad position. Look at this, guys. I'm right in front of a fucking telephone pole. Anyway, this guy on the right-hand side of me. I'm trying to let this fucking guy in, guys, but this guy over here kind of jammed me up a little bit. Give you a little bit of a look at the truck. I don't know if you can see the wheels. Got those Mickey Thompsons, guys. Love my Mickey Thompsons. But yeah, that's what I was saying. These wheels poke out a little bit. So when you're on a parkway like the Bronx River Parkway and some of these other parkways, it's fucking gets pretty tight. And this is my first truck. I'm still getting used to parking this thing. I don't have the 360-degree camera view. All I got is a rear view camera. And I'm a tall guy. I'm almost 6'3", but I can't see over. I can't see over the passenger. I can't see over. It's so fucking high up. Hey! Hey! Sorry about that. Hold on. The fucking guy's trying to cut me off. I rolled out the window, give him the hand. All right, so guys, we were here the other night. Some of the guy's fucking tire flew off. This is 87. This is going by Yankee Stadium. And I'll tell you how much of a drive we got, guys. 26 minutes. Hang on. All right. All right, sorry about that. But yeah, we're going to be passing Yankee Stadium up on the right. We were here the other night. Whoever was on that live stream, it was fucking late. Guy was driving a minivan and his fucking wheel came off. And I knew it was going to come off. That's the reason I got in front of the guy. I knew his fucking wheel was going to come off. It was wobbling. Like I've never seen something wobble, man. I'm going to have to get over in a minute. This is a only lane. See, this is what people do in New York too, right? Everyone gets in this lane and cuts over at the last minute. But I am going to have to get over in a minute, guys, so hold on. I'm not looking at the chat right now. Yeah, oh, yeah, Professor, it's too early, man. I made the U-turn. I'm not going to let Kathy Hochul get my $9 with her new congestion pricing. She can take that pricing and she can put it where the sun don't shine. But yeah, guys, you'll see Yankee Stadium up on the right. If you see, I don't know if you can see those big lights right there where my finger is, that's Yankee Stadium. I'm a Mets fan, so I don't give two shits about the Yankees personally. But yeah, Robert, all you guys, I appreciate you being in here. Pravesh. And guys, Pravesh from the Dominican Republic, always appreciate him being in here. And Pravesh, what are you carrying, man? I know you guys are carrying stuff out there. See, guys, the traffic, I told you, everyone goes in that right lane, which typically I do, and I cut over at the last minute. Which is probably what I should have done, but I try to be a good traffic person. You know what else was another gun, man? You guys know I'm a 10mm guy. Was the Ruger carbine. I heard good things about that. I like Ruger. I got the Ruger made Marlin, the lever action that I have, but that 10mm Ruger carbine, that looked like a good gun. I just didn't feel like, not only did I not feel like paying $1,000, I didn't have $1,000 for a 10mm carbine. If that was more in the $700 price range, I would have had to seriously give that a look. But yeah, that Ruger carbine was pretty sexy fucking 10mm for a carbine. You know, if you look at companies like, what is it, the CMMG, that's another company I can't wait to meet in SHOT Show, CMMG. They got the 10mm Banshee. It's another gun I'm really interested in. But then again, it's like, if you're going to go that route, probably you should just up it to a rifle caliber. That's why I got the 300 Blackout in a pistol. So guys, let me know what you think about that when it comes to carbines. I'm one of those guys, I think it makes more sense. Listen, I love the look of a PCC. I think it's great. If I went with a PCC, I would go with a 10mm. But more so, like I said, I'd really try to go with a rifle caliber instead. So, yeah, you guys can see. So this is what I talk about too, right? In Red Dawn, I don't know if you're still on here. And the traffic actually is not that bad right now, even though it looks bad. But in a shit hits the fan situation, guys, if traffic is like this, and like I said, this isn't even bad. And this isn't really considered rush hour. It's now 7 o'clock at night here in New York. 5:30, this is bumper to bumper. It's also bumper to bumper in the other direction. But in a shit hits the fan situation, I'll tell you what, nobody's fucking going anywhere. I don't care what plans you have. Unless you're walking, or you got a fucking hang glider and you're flying off of a rooftop, you are not going anywhere in the New York City region. And like I said, that's New York City region. That's the Bronx, Brooklyn, Queens, Manhattan. Shit pops off. By the time you get your kids, and even prior to that, these fucking highways are going to be parking lots. Like I said, look at it now. It's 7 o'clock at night. And this is light. This is light traffic, what you guys see right now. In an emergency disaster, good luck. So everyone that's like me who hasn't moved out yet and is thinking about stuff or whatever, my personal opinion, and we'll have future conversations about it, but you're better off barricading in, bugging in. Better make sure you got your community of people in those relationships already established so you guys can hold it down in whatever neighborhood or block or whatever it is. Strength in numbers, right, guys? And that's one advantage we have in being in a city. If you're a relationship person and you know how to work with people and everything else, and you already have a community of folks established, and you guys have your preps, some of your gear, you might even be in a better position than some folks in rural areas. Now, with that being said, yeah, it's just crazy. And like, listen, you know, I said this on numerous videos, all of this shit hits the fan and everything else. It doesn't have to be some conspiracy, fucking crazy attack or something else. It could be a natural disaster, just a bad hurricane. You know, we got hit by that big Hurricane Sandy years back in New York that nobody expected. One of my cousins in Long Island, he could have moved back into his place. It took 6-7 months before he was able to move back. So, you know, all of this stuff is stuff that you guys should be preparing for anyway. Emergency food, like I said earlier, water filtration, fire starting, emergency blankets, extra clothing, and having a community of folks you can depend on, right? Not everybody knows everything. We were speaking about this last night too, right? Maybe there's a person that knows more about gardening. Maybe there's a person that could teach firearms training. Maybe there's a person that knows about trauma. Maybe there's a builder, whatever it is. But, you know, you use all of these different jacks of trades and you got yourself a good community in an emergency situation. And we're starting to see more of these situations more and more. Like I said, whether it's a hurricane, a flood, whatever it might be. So it's always good to just be prepared. G23 said, I'm in the middle of nowhere. It's even worse now. Too many damn bottlenecks. Yeah. Nashville and Memphis traffic sucks. Drove through it in 2012. Yeah, you know, Atlanta sucks too, man. You know, my real job is in Atlanta. So I go down there. I'm actually going back down to Georgia. I think the third week of February. I'll be down there, but guys, look at this hotel. Look at the fucking flashing lights on the hotel. It's not even Christmas. You would think that that fucking place is a nightclub or something. The Cabana. It's not the Copacabana. That's the fucking bootleg Cabana.
Estimated time in traffic, 7 minutes.
Which is crazy. Yeah, but I mean, you see it all over. You see it on the right. So these lanes all the way up here to the right, they're going on the GW. That's to get to Jersey. That traffic goes all the way across that fucking bridge up there, all the way into Jersey. And that bridge is about $15 to $20 to pass on a daily basis. So yeah, the folks that got to commute over that bridge every day, holy shit, costs you a couple $100 a month, man. I drove into Atlanta in a semi-truck without a coil. No way. Yeah, the Atlanta traffic is brutal, man. That area was not built for the infrastructure, for the amount of people that they have. My job is actually north of Atlanta. It's about an hour north. It's kind of close to Alpharetta. I don't know Georgia too well, except for the places I work. But when I have to leave work and catch an Uber to get back to the airport, it's about a 2-3 hour drive in traffic, which would probably be about a normal 35-minute drive without traffic. Which is crazy. Guys, we got about 20 minutes. Let me know in the chat, in the next 20 minutes we have, like I said, what content, you know, I got some good videos coming out. We'll have some good content from SHOT Show. Definitely going to get more 10mm content, 300 blackout content. Maybe do some camping. I'm thinking about doing some camping and talking about bear defense when I'm out there in the woods. Maybe we'll do a live stream in the woods. The only thing that sucks is on the live streams, you can't actually show your guns. You can't show a firearm, which kind of really sucks, man. I hope they change it back to the way it used to be. So we'll see if that happens. Got, hold on one second, let me get in front of this car. See, this isn't even a lane I'm in technically, guys. Oh, I had the phone down. Technically, it's not even a lane I'm in right now. but everybody else is doing it. We're all streaking, right? Normally I don't do this, but otherwise you get stuck all the way fucking back there. And these guys all do it anyway, so this isn't even a lane. This is just a little merger thing, as you can see. But we're going to squeeze in here. And that's it, guys. That's how you do it, man. Levy Mariloff, sorry if I mispronounced that. Thanks for jumping in here. It's hard to read the text when I drive, but it says I'm sitting in my ice shanty, puffing and all. Puffing and all, pulling an all-nighter. I thought it said puffing. Appreciate you being in here. Where are you based, or where are you located? Sounds like Alaska or somewhere. And it's cold in New York. It's 31 degrees, guys, out here tonight. Not too cold. Next week is going to be colder, but I'm not going to be here. Next week is going to be like fucking 10 degrees at night, which is crazy. So, guys, the other night we went up Fordham right here to the right. We're going to keep going straight tonight. Headed back to the house. Like I said, I might be on later. Not 100%. But I might be. Oh, I'm in Blazington, Michigan. Sweet, man. Robert Ham said, good luck fishing. It's 50 degrees there, where G23 is. Yeah, it's 31 tonight, but you know what? Not bad for New York. It's that time of the year anyway, so... I hate the New Yorkers that are always like, in the summer, they're like, it's so fucking hot. And then in the winter, it's like, it's so cold, and I'm like, you've been living out here for fucking 50 years, and every year you talk about how hot and cold it is. Like, these are cold seasons. It shouldn't be unexpected at this point. It gets cold at this time, and it gets hot at this time. But people crack me up. People always need something to complain about. That's human nature, right? People always got to complain about shit. Someone said it's 15 degrees now, going to 11 overnight. Wow. Yeah, it's going to be like that. It's going to be like that next week here. And guys, I am going to be doing live streams from SHOT Show. I'm going to be doing a whole bunch. I'm going to be doing some live streams like this, vertical with the phone. I'm going to try to bring you guys as much content live from the show, so the folks that aren't there, you're going to feel like you're there. That was a big thing for me last year. Like I said, I'm new in the gun community, and I was going on people's lives last year, man, like, holy shit, I wish I was at SHOT Show. It was a pretty cool experience. So I'm going to try to do the same thing for you guys. As I meet people, I try to bring them on. See if we could get some interaction with some of the big dogs. So besides just manufacturers, let me know if some of the bigger channels that you guys might want to see, if I could run into, I don't want to call them celebrities, but any of these guys or gals that are going to be out there, if you've ever wanted to chat with any of them, send me a list of them too, because a lot of them are very interactive. I think Sean Ryan's going to be out there. That one guy, Cody Alford, he was on the Sean Ryan show, Special Forces guy. He's going to be out there. I think I'm actually meeting up with him. I'm not going to spoil anything yet, but stay tuned on that, guys. He's got a cool company called Defying the Norm, apparel company. So I think I'm going to meet up with him. Got already a bunch of cool folks I'm already planning on meeting up with, and already got some things solidified. So stay tuned for that. Hopefully I didn't lose you as I drive through this tunnel. And guys, other than that, man, I mean, I'm not going to keep this going too long. I'm only about 10 minutes from the house. Wanted to jump on. Like I said, as I take these drives, I'll jump on, communicate with you guys. Like I said, really more the personal side, what I got going on, what you guys got going on. And always love it, man. Always love the feedback. Always love the communication. 70 year round here, Robert Ham said. VA Prepper. Try Brandon Herrera. VA Prepper, appreciate you being in here. Donut Operator, Kentucky Ballistics, Yeah, familiar with all of those guys, bro. Demo Ranch. So, yeah, I will try to meet up with some of those guys and see if we can make it happen. And if I do, I'll try to get them right on the live stream with us. So, really appreciate you up in here, VA Prepper. I know you just got on. I'm probably going to cut it in a few minutes, but it's a good chance I might be back on later tonight. I got to also keep my voice in check. This is the 5th night in a row I've been doing lives, cranking out the content before SHOT Show. And that's it, guys. So I really appreciate everyone being up in here. Much love, much respect. Stay safe. Let me turn the camera around, give you guys an official goodbye. Really appreciate the love. Much love. I said appreciate the love and then much love. Much respect. Like I said, I don't take it for granted. Anytime you guys even take a second out of your day to tune in is greatly appreciated. And like I said, who knows? You might catch me on later. If not, stay tuned. We will be on tomorrow night with Chris from the 740 at 9 or 9:30. And that's going to be a great episode, guys. So stay tuned for that. Have a great night and really appreciate it, guys.